Hey beautiful people, how are you? I hope you guys are okay. I'm actually shocked, very, very shocked about everything that's basically going on now. I don't understand what's going on in South Africa. And I'm so excited to be making this video. I haven't been making videos in a very long time, but yesterday, or the day before yesterday, we were talking about the whole Likau issue, the whole Likau and his ex-wife issue, Libohang. That was a very sad story. And today, well, yesterday we woke up to news that looked very sketchy. Like, what's going on here? And this was about Mihlali. I'm praying for her because there's a lot. There are a lot of things that are basically going on. The first thing that I wanted to tell you guys is apparently there's clearly trouble in paradise. The last time I checked, I didn't think they were dating. I thought she said, it's not good for her. He couldn't even pay the bills in Mexico. So my assumption is, if you have a man that can't even pay the bills in Mexico, why would you continue dating him? You know what I mean? But anyway, this is what basically happened. Let me read the media release first in order for you guys to understand what basically happened. Because I'm just like, hey, this is not true. Have you ever read something and you're just like, no, man, no, give me, no. This obviously cannot be true because there is no way that I'm going to believe what I'm seeing. And I'm definitely sure you guys are probably going to think the same way as well. I will try by all means not to like add a lot of things in between me reading, but what the hell? To be honest with you guys, I am shocked to the core, because how the hell does this happen? How? Hi guys. So first thing, red flag number one. I don't understand why this is why I'm seeing this. This guy has an Instagram page, Leeroy Instagram page, and there are 3 pictures there. One was posted on the 30th of June, and then he has this statement. He doesn't want to disturb you by placing pictures that are from a long time ago. So we do not get disturbed. This is very funny. Anyway, it's like I don't even want to say he cleared everything because I don't follow him. I don't even want to say he probably maybe deleted the whole thing because there's no way I would know if he actually deleted or not. I mean, who am I? But the truth of the matter is, when I get into this profile, all I see is just like, hey, guys, it's just a picture. When it's a picture of him, an interesting picture of him. And then after that picture, it's then the statement, the media statement, and then it is the proof of what he's basically saying according to the media statement that I showed you now. So let's get into it. Hey, I will read and then we'll talk, guys. The statement says, I dumezweni. What does dumezweni mean? I wonder. I don't know what it means. I really don't know. I, Leeroy Sidambe, would like to address recent allegations that have surfaced. Recent allegations that have surfaced on the 4th of August 2024 regarding gender-based violence against my partner. Mihlali Ndamase, guys, number 1. He says my partner. My partner means we are dating. So the guy that could not pay for the bills in Mexico is still your person, basically. He is the one that is basically confirming it. I think she didn't want to tell us because she was very shy. Like, this guy actually, like, he really boiled her in front of the whole South Africa. And I do think maybe world. And I do think she was not ready to get out of that relationship. But because abantu bazotini when she goes back was a problem, which then meant I would rather lie, but keep things in wraps so people don't find out. And in actual fact, at some point, it probably did work until now, where I would say, this man clearly does not want this woman anymore. Anyway, I have always upheld the values of respect, equity in our relationship and interactions. Guys, it is disheartening to see how quickly misinformation and manipulation can spread and how easily someone's character can be called into question without a thorough understanding of the facts. I know for sure, if it has anything to do with GBV and it's a man, you're dead, you're gone in South Africa. And that's just because we have a lot of men who are really hitting women who are not even being jailed, but every single person who happens to have such a story is guilty already, even before we know the facts. Yeah, but hey, it's sad. Anyway, As someone who has experienced the disturbing and hurtful impact of these issues personally, I empathize deeply with victims of gender-based violence. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming other people here will probably maybe know what he means by him experiencing this firsthand. But anyway, on the 4th of August 2024, Mihlali Ndamase attempted to contact me by placing a total of 78 calls, of which they were not attended to. That's what I think he wanted to say. As I had fallen asleep. There is no way you're calling someone 78,000. No. You know what, man? You call them once, they don't pick up. Maybe they are busy. You call them twice, you're trying to say to them, yeah, no, there's an emergency. Please call me when you get my messages. You don't call a person 3 times, guys. I'm just saying, please, if you do, please. 3 is the maximum. 70. What was she doing with her life? Was she drunk? 78. She doesn't have work to do to keep her busy. No, man. No, 78 is a lot. And it's so sad because you can't, well, currently, I am the one that I can't put the face of Mihlali, how beautiful she is and what we know about her, to the psychotic part of what is being said here by Leeroy Sidambe, which has, I mean, he obviously confirmed that it's his partner. So Mihlali then arrived at my residence and persistently requested that my son open for her so she could see me. I don't know if maybe Mihlali called the son, or if she got home and the son saw there was someone at the door, and then the son went to go, and it's obvious that the son is very well aware of who Mihlali is, obviously. And at the same time, guys, if this is true, there is no way that child would not open the gate, because this child is obviously used to seeing this lady here. That's number 2. Maybe this lady is actually very nice to him. Number 3, kids are just innocent. There is no way you're going to tell me that this child is thinking we'll have issues here. That was quite an interesting thing to happen. Anyway, I'm sorry guys for speaking a lot. Let me just continue. Upon arrival, as my son recollects, she headed to the kitchen to equip herself with a knife. Hey! In the attempt of stabbing me. As she allegedly was shown evidence of me being unfaithfully. Diamond, come on. This is like a real drama. This is a real drama. This is honestly too much drama. This is a real drama. Like this is literally the girl saying, you know what, I am not about to be messing with you. One of the things that becomes a bit of a problem for me is, remember, this child who is a son has seen Mihlali in the house, and I obviously don't know how the relationship actually is, but we have a problem with the statement, because so basically the father is saying, as my son came back to me and obviously recollects and told me what basically happened, he's saying Mihlali came in, went straight to the kitchen, took a knife, and was basically wanting to kill his father, right? So this knife was taken because Mihlali thought this man is unfaithful. Guys, just continue to read. But Mihlali Ndamase then came to my bedroom as I was asleep to confront me for being unfaithful and attempted to stab me, of which I then protected myself by pushing her away from me, resulting in her sustaining her injuries as she made contact with the wall. Guys, the wall is not going to give you such... The wall is a straight wall. The wall is like this. This is the wall. You hit the wall with your back, okay? When you hit the wall with your back, this is a wall. I don't know how to explain it to you. To confront me of being unfaithful and attempted to stab me, of which I then protected myself. So she attempted to stab. Maybe he took the knife, like I said, or if not, maybe he tried to make sure he does not do this. But at the end of the day, she was hit. She hit the wall. The mouth makes sense that she hit the wall. But the other injuries cannot just be the wall, guys. Anyway, my son then came to my rescue after hearing me shouting and pleading for Mihlali not to kill me. This is another problem that I have. Your son hears your girlfriend. I need something to demonstrate. This is a wall. I hit my back. I hit my back. When I hit my back, there is no way your body is going to try and protect anything else except for your head. You are not about to fall on the wall and then hit your head. If you are being pushed back, listen to me, you are pushed back, right? If you're pushed back because you have a knife, that is going to, and then because you have a knife, this person is in the bedroom, they come to you because they're trying to protect themselves from this knife that is said to be there. You are trying to, Mihlali tries to, but this guy's like, no, 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 there's no way. Boom, right? The first thing a person does is remove try and see if the knife cannot come off. Okay, it's fine. Clearly, I don't know what was going on there. I got my chalk slam wrestling. Because, yeah, this is the problem I have. The problem I have is you push a person behind. Let's say you are fighting with a person behind. The only way you can stand and tell us the fact that you were trying to protect yourself in that particular situation is if this lady is literally in front of you and you are in front of them and you're pushing them to the back. Listen to me. The only way, that's what I think. If it so happens that this lady has been preoccupied by something else, yes, you may have the knife, but is preoccupied by something else, but you are saying you're trying to protect yourself, that means the lady was, if a face is hurt or hit, even if the wall is on the side, there's no way you will hit the wall. Do you get what I mean? It's either from the back or from the side. And unfortunately, if it's from the back or from the side, how do you justify the fact that you're protecting yourself? Anyway, it's not me, I'm not an investigator. Okay, so what does he say? He says, Mihlali Ndamase then came to my bedroom as I was asleep. So obviously, this person is asleep, guys. Don't forget that. This person is asleep. They are babalazed or whatever. They are sleeping. That's why they did not hear the 78 calls, right? They are sleeping, deep in sleep, in the bedroom, coming to you. This person wants to stab you, allegedly. The son, I don't know how old the son is, which would be important in this particular instance. The son opens to the lady. He sees the lady go get he sees Mihlali go fetch the knife, comes back, goes up to go to Sidambe's bedroom. Remember, Sidambe had 78 missed calls and he is saying he was asleep, meaning if he's asleep, he probably had a sleeping pill or he was just tired, but he is deep in sleep. If you couldn't hear 78 missed calls, obviously, or maybe the phone was far, but my point is, if he was really honestly sleeping, he really was sleeping, right? She goes in, she comes with a knife, he is asleep. The whole wall thing happens. After this wall thing happens, of throwing each other here and there, this man then decides to scream and say, "Don't kill me." What happens then is this child comes up to come and witness what basically happened. And this child comes to the rescue. This is the problem I had. A woman is not like a man, guys. A woman is very fragile. I am not saying there are no women who are able to hit someone else at the back or to do whatever, because clearly if it's 78 missed calls do die, well, you were not on your own. Maybe just as I mentioned, I don't know what you drank. You clearly were not drunk, but you had something that was making you go high. I don't know. It's just allegedly, that's what I've been thinking. But the truth of the matter is there's no way you're going to first hit her. Okay, she comes, she wants to attack you. You attack her, right? You attack her, you hit her, right? After hitting her, which is basically what you're mentioning, you didn't really hit her, but she fell on the wall. The problem is that the injury is like I mentioned. When she fell on the wall, why is she, Mihlali, not the one that is actually screaming to get assistance because you have already hurt her? Maybe she's not getting assistance. Maybe at this current point, she is saying, I am Chuck Norris. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to hit this man. Who the hell, as a guy, says you're going to kill me after the person has hit? Okay, my story is I really do think something may have happened, but based on how Leeroy is saying he is not to blame, Mihlali did all these things and I can't stand up for her when it comes to the 78 calls, but guys, I can potentially try and understand if there is a lady that is hurt, your person is hurt. We saw her on a wheelchair with a leg that is sitting like this, that might sit for the next 3 months like that. And this person, you are saying after you attacked her, because clearly if the leg is caused by the wall hitting, then that means she was in pain at the time. Why was she not the one that was agonizing to get up or get help? You cry and you cry loudly and say, please don't kill me. If your child saw a woman taking a knife, based on how you're explaining it, there is no way a son is going to just sit and eat popcorn in the sitting room and not come and see what's going on, because clearly, if Mihlali got into that place and she was mad and she was irritated, definitely that child would have been very concerned. Apart from concerned, that child would have tried to get some form of help. The fact that you are saying she got in, and you had this couple, two of you, and now all of a sudden you scream, and then the son hears you from somewhere else, and the son runs so they can say, you as a man. After you have pushed her onto the wall, which has made her have a lot of injuries. You know what, Nick? I don't know what happened today, but there's a problem here, a very huge one. But anyway, we will hear when it goes. Anyway, so I'm just saying, this is a very interesting situation. This is a problem, but let me just quickly just continue because, well, I hope this is not very long. And my son then came to my rescue after hearing me. Hearing me? After Leeroy Sidambe hearing me shout and plead for Mihlali not to kill me. Yeah. Maybe he could have pleaded before. Maybe he pleaded. He pleaded, don't kill me, and made noise. And then maybe at that time the child was on their way coming there, and then he hit her on the wall, and then she stayed down because obviously she's hurt. But the child comes and gets into the room when everything is done, like when he has pushed her to the wall. Hey, maybe that noise that he was raising to say, come and help me or don't kill me, that the son ran to, was not too fast. I am assuming, I don't know. With this being said, I would like to inform you all that Mihlali has a long history of physically assaulting me and damaging my property, especially when she's under the influence of substances I cannot name. This is a problem because, number one, you are telling us the fact that there are substances you cannot name. It's not easy for me to say I don't believe you, because there's no way someone in their rightful minds would call someone 78 times. Guys, I'm not making myself better. I'm not making myself good by saying, yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have had my shares of being very crazy, but I think the most I've called in a person's phone is probably 20. And it's 20 intentionally so. Like, the person also knows why it's 20. I'm not justifying this, but I'm just saying. Like, it's not one of those where someone is sleeping and then they wake up and it's 20 minutes gone. No, it's like a continuation of a problem that you may be having at that particular time that needs to just, be remolded to fit what is basically going on in your mind. So this person actually really does understand that you're pissed, not as pissed or irritated or whatever the case may be. I'm not saying this is a good thing to do. I'm also not condoning the fact that it's good for people to call other people 50 times because you're mad. It's not a good thing. Honestly, it just shows you can't control your emotions, basically, and you are dependent on someone else that has hurt you to basically fix the mess, or you won't stop hurting that person because you feel like they owed you some form of whatever the case may be, Anyway, it is very coincidental that this person decides to add and say, you know what, let me conclude by saying, it's not the first time that Mihlali has done this. It's not the first time that Mihlali has done that. It's not the first time. Yes, it's important for us to know as the media, and it's important for us to know as the public, because you know what? It makes him look right. It makes it look like it's true. Why? I'm not saying it's not true. It is true. But I'm just saying, if there's a reference in your research, it's least likely that you are just generally thinking about it because you have a number of, references that you can cite as you write that. But now my issue then becomes the fact that so he is informing us, to all of us, the fact that Mihlali has a long history of physically assaulting him and damaging his property. This is not a small scat. It's a huge shit. Like, it's scat. Because what? So guys, like, I'm reading this for the first time, and it's so sad because Leeroy, it's not like it's big. Like, I feel like maybe they are, they are body mates with Mihlali. So it's very hard for me to say she never hit him. And at the same time, if someone can call you 78 times, clearly you've had a lot of problems. It is important to note that there is a plethora of witnesses. This is what my problem is. A plethora of witnesses means there are quite a number of witnesses, right? I don't know if maybe the witnesses were there when she came in using the car, because remember, the son is the one that opened. If there were witnesses, well, it's important for us to know and understand where the witnesses were. Were the witnesses outside who saw her come into the house? Were there other people inside the house that she was not aware of, maybe, but watching the whole thing? The truth is, it can't be, because if they were watching the whole thing, there would be no need for the son to be doing all these things. Someone else who is older, maybe, who, if there was someone older apart from them in that particular room, would have taken the responsibility to do whatever and to stop Mihlali. That man would not have said, "Hey, my son, come and help me, he kills me, he's killing me," if there were quite a number of people that actually heard. So maybe it could be subject to what was basically happening at that time. I do know the fact that regardless of whether someone saw it in action at that particular time, looking at you hitting, or they can have a testimony of what happened. They could have potentially seen what happened after, not what really happened in terms of the act, and that's more than enough. My children and bystanders whom can attest to me not even laying a hand on her during and after any altercations. This is my problem. If the witnesses are your children, that means this is a son that has opened up the gate, went out, Mihlali came in. I don't know if the other children were sleeping, but maybe if they were sleeping, it makes sense that that one son, just like Mihlali, go up to the father's room with a knife and just chilled and didn't tell his brothers, or follow Mihlali behind, only for him to just wait for his father to scream so he can go up and help his father. Guys, please. And then he says bystanders. Bystanders could potentially be the fact that, yeah, no, they heard her when she was hitting that roll outside. Outside they had her, wara. But I don't understand how you can say these passers-by together with children can attest to the fact that you never laid a hand on her. If your son came into your room after you had thrown her on the wall and then claimed, "Come and help me, she wants to kill me." Bystanders are basically outdoors. We are talking about something that happened outside, if I'm right or if I'm wrong. If something happened outside, then clearly, obviously, that is what is basically going to happen. Bystanders will be there because they're not used to it. It's in the evening, whatever the case may be. But I thought you looked at an estate. Bystanders don't just bystand, guys. Bystanders, if there's anything and you live in an estate like Burunda, you call security. They call security first. That's the first thing, actually. If there is a altercation that leads to abuse, isn't like someone being hit, that is the first thing people do. Even if the security comes to the place and says no, and then you or the couple says no, it's not a problem, we are okay, the security will leave, but it is a prerogative for a security to come. So if it's bystanders, I'm worried. There's a problem here. Unfortunate that Mihlali Ndamase would use her platform to spread these harmful allegations to ploy against my public image in the attempt of being revengeful. At this point, I don't understand what he means, because the only picture that I saw was 2 pictures. Apparently, she posted 2 pictures that she removed after 5 minutes. And the reason why she removed it, obviously, was probably because no one has to see it, but I know she did. There's no way you post something and maybe you post something, but you don't want many people to see it. You want people to screenshot, you know. But my problem now then becomes the fact that you're saying attempt of being revengeful. Mihlali posted that picture and then she wrote, "Thank you, love." You could have spun the story in millions of ways. Millions of ways. You could have spun it in millions of ways. I don't know whether she did that because she wanted to protect herself and she thought Leeroy Sidambe is going to play along in this game and he's tired and there's no way he's going to play with her because she's always lied to the social media people. Or she really was telling the truth. She was not manipulating in a situation. Or she was manipulating the situation, but she did not want to be the one to say it. She wanted to insinuate a problem, but not say it word for word. Maybe that makes sense. But guys, I'm just hoping and praying that this relationship ends, because what? this is a lot of things that are happening to this couple, and I don't think it's a healthy relationship, not just for them, but for their kids. If someone comes into your home with a knife and hits your father who's asleep, such access, no, that's trauma, that's torture to children. And I don't think that is a good thing, especially based on how this is being mentioned. But anyway, guys, yeah, if she was vengeful, I think she would have just gone out and told them, he hit me or he threw me off the stairs. She did not even say he threw me off. She just said, in her, I think, well, it's not her, we're assuming she fell off the stairs. Yeah. But she said she's okay, but she doesn't want to talk about it, what happened. In my head, I'm thinking if it was revengeful or if it was intentionally supposed to maybe harm you, then she would have called your name and she would have said it. And the reason why I'm saying that is because she has once done it before. She has done it when you were there at the time that you were telling us, hey, yeah, no, maybe you're in Dubai with that girl that you thought was her. And the reason why I'm mentioning that story is because I'm trying to say it's not like she doesn't have the guts to do certain things. And I'm not saying she can't think, but I do think there's a lot to this. Maybe it's highly possible that it's a very smart move for him to first place a statement before her, because trust me, you need to make sure people are dungared before the truth comes out, if it's the truth. And if it's not the truth, it is for whatever agenda it would be, we don't know, but he obviously genuinely just basically clearly has an agenda. I really hope Mihlali gets well. I really hope Sidambe gets well as well. I hope the children get help, go to therapy. And I really honestly hope that this is actually a situation that allows them to introspect and try and make decisions that are going to not just assist them, but assist the people around them, and to just protect people around him, especially the minors. You know, a minor is it's very fragile. So I hope and pray that this is sorted. I don't want to bash anyone for anything. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Talking about other things that are obviously going to be of interest. I hope you guys are here with me to talk. Bye, bye, bye.